Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I am tired. I've been babysitting again today. Yeah. And nothing got done today. So it is what it is. But, yeah. I'm running behind. I was getting ready to do the second video. And did not have time to do it. I shouldn't have even tried to do it, but it is what it is, I suppose. We have a lot of stuff to sort of get through today. So bear with me as we try to get it done. And of course, nothing is working. Before we get into it though, yeah, it's just been, it's not really fair to you guys, but I'm willing if you guys are willing. So there you go. We do have a lot of stuff that I do need to get to in relation to this. We are going to be doing our recap of the month here in just a second. But yeah. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. How do I end the call? I had to make a call, so I apologize for that. And now it looks like the file that I had open, my Chromebook, shut down on me. Oh. But anyway, how is everybody? That's not the view you want, is it? We have an exciting live for you guys tonight, or I should say I do. I probably made everybody's nightmares because I was running late. But it's a thing, unfortunately. Why? Every time I bring that up, it shuts down. and I really need it to be up. Anyway, while YouTube Studio is trying to figure itself out, we are going to be talking about wildlife trafficking, and this is a really, really heavy subject. Not going to lie, it's not a pleasant subject, but it's one that we need to talk about because y'all need to know what is going on. This is a huge moneymaker. And when I say huge, I mean, if I made this much money for just sitting around at my house doing YouTube, I wouldn't have to worry about some of the things that I'm worrying about right now. It also poses a very real threat not only to wildlife, but to humans. Wildlife trafficking takes in about 10 to 20 billion dollars a year into somebody's pocketbook. Not only that, but we, as a country, meaning the United States, is the largest market for wildlife trafficking, if you can imagine. Let me repeat that. The United States is the largest market for wildlife trafficking in the world. Crazy. And it's bad. 80% of Americans will tell you that they support wildlife conservation measures. And yet, 80% of Americans aren't aware of just how bad the illegal wildlife trade is in the United States. When I saw that stat while looking for ideas for lives and such, it hit me. This is what I needed to talk about. And so, here we are, talking about the trade, because it's big, guys. It is so big that tonight's live is 7 pages long. Oops. Yes, 7 pages long. We have a lot to get through. As such, I thought I needed to step up and I needed to cover this, no matter how hard the subject might be for some people to hear. But nonetheless, we're going to do it. We're going to power through this. This trafficking, as I've already mentioned, poses a huge risk to human life, human health. It damages economies and puts money into the pocketbooks of crime networks and as well as corrupt rulers. The problem with wildlife trafficking is that you could be feeding the trade and not even really being aware of it. It's my job tonight to try to inform you of just how bad this dirty business is. This trade can bring animals to extinction. And as we go through this, I'm going to be highlighting animals. I don't know why this is not working, but it's not working. And it's making me mad. Anyway. So, and the first animal that I'm going to be highlighting is the tiger. Now, some of this information may upset you. I apologize for that, but at the same time, I'm not going to, because you need to hear it. So the Bengal tiger and perhaps the Amur tiger or the Siberian tiger, and when I say Bengal tiger, I mean all of its subspecies too, have really been hit hard with this trade. Tiger parts are used in traditional Eastern medicine, and even their skins are taken. In 2008, 27 tiger skins were seized in India, and it's thought that those were only the tip of the iceberg. This means that tigers are still, or were still, being killed in India, and for their coats. Poachers are also selling off more than those body parts, than the cat's furs. They're selling teeth, they're selling bones, they're selling the tiger's penis. It's crazy. It's also important to note that many other big cats are also being affected by this trade. The China and Asian markets make up the largest market for tiger and tiger products. However, the United States has a market for tiger products. How can you help? Don't buy tiger skins or any other tiger products. And if you are in India or those other countries and you're looking for souvenirs, you better make sure that you're reading the labels on those medicines, because if you're not, who knows what's going to happen when you try to come into the United States. There is a really important organization called CITES, and you may have heard me talk about them before, but CITES stands for the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. Says that its listing has risen more than 75% since 1990. That means that the animals on their listing has grown more than 75% since 1990, which is scary to think about because that's the year I graduated high school. Cuban bullfinches. These poor birds are given drugs, stuck into cans of shaving cream, probably that have false bottoms, and then shipped to the United States, probably for the pet trade. So yeah, groovy, huh? It might surprise you to know that we are a major consumer of the black market trade. Cat furs, butterfly specimens that include rare species, leather goods made from rare reptiles, coral jewelry, animal meat, skulls, eggs, even whale meat. If this trade is left unchecked, we will lose species. I'm assuming the cans are fixed somehow so that they can. Otherwise, I don't know. African elephants and Asian elephants. A poacher can earn up to $180 a day just off of the tusk, and $6,000 off of its meat. And that's US money, that's not African money. Now consider that the average income in these countries is around $1 and $1 American dollar a day. And you can see why some of these people are choosing to do this. We are the largest ivory market in the world. In the US, outside of the US and their native countries, one elephant is killed every 15 minutes. Around 33,000 elephants a year are killed. At our current rate of loss, they will be on the brink of extinction by the year 2030. China has stepped up and supposedly banned ivory. How can you help to reduce this death? Do not buy ivory, even if it looks old, because there is now a process in which new ivory can look and made to be antiqued. Consider this. Paddlefish roe, and if you don't know what a paddlefish is, it's a big Native American or North American fish that has a, it may be, but if it gets into the country, you can go to stores, I've seen ivory in some of the pawn shops. So I don't know if you can actually buy it there, but I've seen it there. Oh, I skipped. Sea turtles in Mexico. A person could be killing sea turtles and taking in around $69 per skin, where they could be made into something like a purse or boots. A century ago, ooh, I skipped some. Sorry. A century ago, there were an estimated 12 million elephants. That number has dropped to 3,500. Wait, sorry. Let me restart. A century, there was an estimated 12 million elephants. That number has dropped to 350,000 individuals. The annual mortality rate from poaching was over 10% in 2011 and has dropped now to 5% nowadays. Now back to sea turtles. 6 out of the 7 species of sea turtles are endangered. International trade is prohibited. How can you help when you go overseas into Mexico or wherever? Do not buy shells of sea turtles. Do not buy tortoiseshell items like glasses. Don't buy them. If it looks like tortoiseshell, don't buy it. Do not eat turtle meat or turtle eggs. Now, consider this. Paddlefish, which is a large ocean-living fish, or I need to restart the slide, but I can't. Paddlefish, which is a native North American river fish, is sometimes taken and sold as sturgeon caviar for around 3,000. I'm really tired. Between $373 per pound. Our domestic sturgeon is taken and sold as Russian caviar, and it sells for $880 per pound. These species are no doubt taken and killed for the roe. And just to put this into perspective, a female paddlefish can take 10 years to reach maturity. 10 years. Female lake sturgeon found in the Great Lakes take almost 25 years to reach maturity, but they only spawn every 6 years. Getting back to sea turtles. I don't know why this is so broken up, but it is. In Miami at the airport, Fish and Wildlife seized over 200 sea turtle eggs, and in one investigation, agents recovered 4,000 sea turtle skins. Pretty sad. Now, at this point, are there any questions? And why is live so quiet tonight? Wow. Maybe because it's a school night? I don't know, but it's really quiet, which I'm not complaining. What is scary about this is that we are partially to blame for some of these animals having lost their lives. Another scary thought about wildlife trafficking is the potential for zoonotic diseases or animals destined for the pet trade entering the country, because the animals aren't checked. So you could be eating meat that you thought was okay and come to find out that it's not okay, or that your animal that you thought you were getting for a pet is sick and harboring a virus or bacteria that you can catch. Here are some hints. Yeah, but hopefully if you're using medicine that is, or medication that, or if you're using makeup that is made here in this country, I would hope that's a little bit more regulated. If you are going abroad, these are not everything that you need to watch out for, but these are some of the things that you need to watch out for. Don't buy anything made out of tortoiseshell because it won't be allowed to be brought into the country. Don't buy anything made out of ivory. It won't be allowed to be brought into this country, and you could face the possibility of fines or even a possibility of jail time. Furs of any animals, especially those of big cats, should be avoided. Leave monkeys and apes alone, because this is not a pet. Don't buy any birds that you see for sale overseas, because you won't be able to bring them into the country. Remember, I talked about not being able to bring feathers into this country? Well, feathers are not allowed to be brought into the country. So don't bother wasting your time buying them. And like I mentioned before, check your labels, because medicines and other parts of the world could have animal parts in them. So don't buy them to begin with, because, like I said, you won't be allowed to bring those into the country. Rhinos are up next. All 5 species of rhino are under threat of extinction, and they're threatened not only because of the horn, but also because the horn is used in medicine, Eastern medicine. How can you help? Well, if you can, support conservation efforts in the wild, if you can. Second thing you can do is don't support rhino product. Don't buy rhino products. Pangolins. Now, believe it or not, where is he? This animal right here, of course, this is not a real one, this is a toy one. This is the most marketed animal in the world. Millions of these guys have been removed from the wild in the last 10 years. All 8 species of this animal are threatened with extinction. How can you help? Don't buy pangolin scales or leather items when you are overseas. Support sanctuaries that rehab pangolins, and do your part to help in the introduction of them in the wild. Why what? Why are they killed? You got to be a little bit more precise on why. If it's the pangolins, It's Eastern medicine. I can't tell you anything more than that. They're killed for the scales for Eastern medicine, and also the skins for leather. Now, this one I knew about. I knew about this part of it. This next one I knew about, but it might shock you. In Asia, bear gallbladders are used in Eastern medicine. And you can imagine that the bears in Asia have been a little bit hit. But also the bear paws are considered a delicacy in some countries. So with the decline of Asian bear species, our Native American black bears are being targeted. And there is a huge demand for those gallbladders. So yeah. Conch. More precisely, queen conch. Conchs have been commercially hunted, but the problems still exist. There is illegal and unsustainable trade in the animal, and this is leading them into a really bad situation. How can you help? When you are outside of the country, do not buy queen conch shells. Don't eat the meat unless you know it was taken legally. And don't buy their pearls either. I can't believe this. Yeah, don't buy it because you don't, unless you know that the shell was taken legally and you buy it and it wasn't, you are then putting money into the pocketbook of somebody who's going around killing the conchs for the sake of a few dollars. And they're not doing it sustainably. Corals. Corals have been on the earth for over 500, I guess they do, yeah. Have been on the earth for 500 million years. I will look that up here in a bit. It's estimated that over a quarter of the world's reefs have already been destroyed, and that 75% of them are now under threat from our activities. Coral face climate change. Dynamite fishing, if you don't know what dynamite fishing is, they throw dynamite into the water, it explodes, and the fishermen collect the fish. Also, destructive harvest. So people go in and they'll chisel out for live corals to sell. We are the world's largest consumer of live corals and the use of corals as jewelry. We import 70% of the live corals that are in the trade. How can you help? Hello, everybody. Sorry I haven't said hi. I just noticed that I had 16 people in the room. Thank you for coming in. Tonight we are discussing, if you don't know already, we're discussing the world wildlife trafficking. This is an incredible live. If you want to know more, if you haven't been here for the whole thing, tomorrow, if you get a chance, hi everybody, make sure you go in and you watch this from the beginning, because some of these facts are really hard to swallow. And if you are a kid, if you're a teenager, or if you're an adult, this really does have to do with you. Okay, getting back into it. How can you help? You can help corals by not buying them. Don't give corals to friends. Don't buy coral products unless you know that they were taken legally. Make informed purchases when you go to your aquarium, your local aquarium fish store. Ask questions. Okay? Don't just assume just because that they're selling them that something is legal. Exotic birds. Millions of birds are illegally traded for the pet trade. And collecting it, not just for the pet trade, but collecting birds and also bird fighting. Wild caught birds experience a very high death rate during capture and transport. I mentioned earlier that Cuban bullfinches are actually given Valium stuck into cans of shaving cream and then shipped to the US. And that's not even the worst of it. So, the yellow-headed Amazon parrot has suffered more than a 90% drop in their wild population since the 1970s. How can you help? You can help if you're in the market for a parrot. Buy something that is captive bred. Ask questions. It's okay to ask your pet shop if the animal that you want to buy is wild caught. If push comes to shove, adopt. Take in an animal. Maybe that animal was caught in the wild, but if you take it in, you're giving it a second life because, birds need that. Also, don't buy a bird on impulse. Don't do that. Because then chances are you're going to give up that bird. You may not take the best care of it. So just a PSA, don't buy birds or any animal on impulse. Hello, everybody. Just want to say hi. Wow. You can help all of these animals by not buying animal products or byproducts. We need to educate ourselves on wild-caught animals meant for the pet trade. We can ask pet shop owners and other people if animals are wild-caught or not. When I first got into tarantulas, I bought from a site who imported tarantulas into the country. And he would label his animals WC or CB, I believe. And WC meant, of course, wild caught. And I would avoid those. You can take action by taking action for the homeless, for the voiceless. Another way to look at it is if we stop buying, they will stop selling. Reptiles. In 2009, there were 13.9 million reptiles in the United States being kept as pets. Now, this is largely a legal hobby. However, lots of animals are still smuggled into the country. How can you help? Again, ask if your reptile was wild caught. Do not remove reptiles from their native habitats. Also, don't release your pet reptile into the wild in the United States. Chances are that is not where they came from, and that is not helping them. If you would like to help animals, you can go to the AZA website has a thing on their platform on wildlife. It has to do with our topic tonight, wildlife trafficking. And you can click in there and it will take you to a screen that will let you help protect animals. And you can even sign up to receive information on how you can help. There's lots of information out there. It's not PETA, no. No. This is the AZA. So it would be the aza.org. Lots and lots of information out there. I'm going to send it to you, Carol. I have no internet. Are you still seeing this, Carol? Oh, I guess it just came back. Imagine you're seeing all of this, right? Okay, so Carol, I'm going to have you post this. That's what I thought. Carol, I sent you a website. I don't know if I can post it on the live, but it is aza.org. And that is the mother organization for the major zoos within the United States. Very cool website, very cool program. If you want to learn more about zoos and the work that they do, that's a good place to find that out. Any questions? Because I knew I threw a lot of information at you guys. Didn't mean to be unfair like that, but I tend to talk quickly anyway. I apologize for that. Yes, just be aware that there are, as much as there are people out there that are nice people, sorry about that, there are also people who are not legit. So be careful of that. I'm not going to tell you that you can't support somebody, but support organizations that that are actually putting the money where it needs to go. Because not everybody does. National Geographic is good, and they also have a lot of resources. If you are a stay-at-home parent and you homeschool your kids, lots of educational material on their website. So, Friday's live at 7 p.m. I promise you, 7 p.m. Is Citizen Science at AZA Zoos. It's all about how you at home can help out scientists. Now, some of what I put up is not quite AZA Zoos, but I figured it was the same topic. We'll just mash it up and give it to you. Also, Fridays or Saturdays video for the channel is going to be posted by 8 o'clock, so that after Friday's live at 8 o'clock, we will end a little bit earlier than usual, Yes, like Zooniverse. Lots of opportunities. And what's cool about Zooniverse is it's not all nature. So if you are interested in um genealogy, doing family research, there are opportunities for you to help in helping other people by, what's the word I'm looking for? You go in and you look at the actual records and you help to prepare those for, I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, it's an incredible program website called Zooniverse. Um yeah, really cool. I use it. I know Carol has been on it before. Really cool. I think it's Zooniverse.com or Zooniverse.org. Anyway, so we have the premiere at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And I will be there Saturday at 3 p.m. Oh, but it's, what is it called? Where you look at the record and then, hold on. Yes, indexing. I'm like, duh. I couldn't get the word out. Um, Saturday at 3 p.m. We're going to be doing spring edibles in the yard and maybe in your yard too. But, um, oh, I know. I just thought about that. It will not be 3 o'clock. Carol, do you realize what this Saturday is? Carol, do you remember what Saturday is? Yeah, there's an hour between sessions. Guys, I have to make a decision on, I have to make a decision over the next day on how to do Saturday. Anyway, um um I don't have a bulletin in front of me to really be able to tell you. Hello. Um but that's what's coming up. I was going to tell you about the information for Hmm. I cannot get into studio. Yeah, but it's different hours for us. I'm doing this a little bit in reverse tonight because I messed up yesterday or messed up this today. And my phone and my Chromebook are not being helpful. So we're going to try and do this very carefully. Oh, nice. I wanted to tell you. Why can't I find it? That's weird. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out why I can't get into my stats. And you guys are like super in my face. I feel like you could probably see up my nose. That's a weird thought. Also working on scheduling oh, that's okay, whatever. What? I also can't see live, so for what it's worth, behave. Well, I hope you can see me. Why can't I see? We are up to 478 subscribers. Thank you, guys. That really means a lot. I can't find my... That's so weird. Why can't I find... Trying to find my recap. I can't find... I can't find the I don't know why, but I can't find the
Yeah, that's not the way you like it. That's not being lazy.
Carol, I can't find...
Being lazy is going sit down in front of the TV and falling asleep.
I cannot find my...
They enjoyed it, huh? Did you put on who the people were today?
I can't find the guys, I will have to figure out some way to share that with you, because right now I can't find it. I really cannot find my stuff. And it's Tuesday, so I know I should have them. Haven't I been able to find them before?
Our temple does it different. The candidate that's going to be baptized, if he has family brought up, he holds them in his hand till he is called to be baptized, and then he hands them to the recorder. Yep. Right.
I don't know.
We're not nice enough to do that.
I cannot find those files. I don't know if they send them to Gmail or not.
Right. No good.
Yeah, it's not there. That's weird. Okay, guys, I am going to have to sign off. I will talk to you later. See you guys on Friday at 7 p.m. and then again at 8 p.m. Love y'all. See you in the next one.